What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy, and it's the Orctober Dice Dojo tournament. This is round two. First round, I got a bye, which actually gives me a win, and I'm gonna go ahead and start off in the second round. Second round, I got a game against Sean. Sean brought a Elven host. Basically, it's a whole Legion Elven list. I don't know what the name of it is, but basically, it's just all three armies are connected into one. Sean is a very interesting player. He actually has every army minus like ogres and like one other army. So he's very familiar with a lot of the mechanics of the game and a lot of the special rules and a lot of the tricks. And that's one of the things I do find as an orc player that a lot of people fall for is a lot of people don't play orcs and goblins. Like when you go to these big tournaments, you don't see like I am like one of the only orcs and goblin player out there. I might see like one or two others, but it's usually like elf, 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 and then you see like ogres, 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 and then like some sprinkles of like lizardmen or something else random. But you can barely see orcs and goblins. Anyways, let's go over what I brought. Which apparently I didn't bring a picture, so I'm gonna have to take pictures from another file. But I got this is a 2,500 point list. I have my Savage Orc Biggin block. I have literally 28 Savage Orc Biggins with the big stab up, full command. I have my General and my BSB. It's going to be Bebop and Rocksteady. Bebop is the BSB. It has he's a Savage Orc with Mork's War Banner, and then my General is Rocksteady with Crown of Command, Sword of Swift Slaying, a 5-up ward item, and I think I took him with an Enchanted Shield this time. Um, Also in that unit, I have the Lucky Shrunken Head with Dr. Zoidberg. Dr. Zoidberg's the level 4 Savage Orc Shaman. And we got to move on. Let's go with the 6 Trolls. I also have two units of Goblin Wolf Riders. I have a Spear Chukka, 2 Doom Divers, 2 Goblin Chariots. I have 20 Night Goblins with bows as well as fanatics hidden inside the unit, and I have a level 2 Night Goblin Shaman. I have King Koopa. King Koopa is a goblin hero on a gigantic spider. Um, he's taking the place of Lord Chickenhead till I could eventually go back to a tournament that allows 50% lords and heroes. Um, as well as I know I'm missing some stuff here. It's coming to me. But oh, the Arachnarok Spider. How could I forget that guy? The Arachnarok Spider is big and trusty, and the Mangler Squig. If I'm forgetting anything else, you'll see it very soon. As for my spells, I got Gaze of Mork, Fist of Gork, Foot of Gork, and I believe Brain Buster. Um, my level 2 got Gork'll Fix It, and I think it just took Sneaky Stabbing. As you can see, this is the board. We're playing in the diagonal, which is meeting engagement. And I believe the only person I rolled a 1 for was my Spear Chucker. So I didn't get him on the table on turn 1. As for my opponent, you can barely see it. I'll try to pull up a better picture. But basically he has a unit of I don't know what they're called. I think they are wood elves, though. But basically, they're like wood elf archers, rangers, maybe. I don't remember. But he has a whole horde of them, like 30 of them, taking shots here, and they're in a unit with the Cauldron of Blood. I believe he did that so they're unbreakable and they get all the extra bonuses and wards from the Cauldron of Blood. He also has, excuse me, a huge horde of Phoenix Guard. Phoenix Guard, like I want to say like 30 deep, with Hellebron in the front. They of course they have like a BSB, some other hero, and yeah, that's pretty nuts. He also has coming onto the table a unit of I want to call them Dark Shards. Uh, Basically a fast cav, just for chaff. So that's it. He only has 3 units. One's Hellebron's Brick Death Star. The other one is the Cauldron. And the other is the Horse Riders. Alright, let's go into Vanguards. Vanguards, I go ahead and I move up both Wolf Riders over here. Now, Hellebron's unit, because of Hellebron, is Frenzied. So, I'm trying to force them to charge the wolves and give explosive flank to the savages. All right. Turn one, I believe he won the first turn. He did win the first turn. So he pulls up these dark shards up here into, if they are dark shards, they might be something totally different, but whatever. He pulls them up right here, and he's just gonna go ahead and move them up just ever so slightly to the side of my wolf riders. He's trying to out chaff my chaff. He had to keep rearranging here because he doesn't have a magnetize, so they're basically they kept falling over on these hills. These hills suck. Magic phase, he got 8 power dice. He also has the same dice I do. And he throws up his level 4 has Lore of Life, so he throws up Flesh to Stone onto his Phoenix Guard. He tried to do the what is that Throne of Vines, but I dispelled it. And then he goes ahead and he throws up. That's it. Actually, that was it for his magic. He's gonna go ahead and take shots with his archers here into my Mangler, and he just blows up my Mangler. As you can see, my level 2 is hiding behind the building there. And it causes my chariot that was like literally 6 inches away to panic, and my chariot starts running off, causes King Koopa to panic, and they both start running off the board this way, and that is the end of his turn. It's going to go ahead and start off Orcs and Goblins turn 1. Orcs and Goblins turn 1. You can kind of see I have the Goblins purposefully in my way of the Savages because I'm planning on just throwing out some Fanatics into Hellbrand's unit before they run past the Savages. I have the Trolls coming up to the left. I have, obviously, the Savages coming up the right, and then the Ragnarok is using the building. Like I said, I probably should stop using the building for this advantage, quote, end quote. But, whatever. King Koopa rallies, and I believe the Chariot actually rallies as well. Magic phase, I got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up 6 dice onto the foot of Gork. And I get it off, but he has to dispel it with his Dispel Scroll. And I only have like 1 dice left, and it does nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and do pot shots. Pot shots from the Goblin Wolf Riders here. They end up killing off one of the Dark Shards here. I go for the 20 shots over here with the guys with the short bows and kill off another one. I'm just trying to make them panic and run. Of course, they're not going to run, though. They're elves. And then I go ahead and I do Doom Divers. I do Doom Divers, I believe, onto his archers because they don't have that ridiculous ward like his Phoenix Guard. Now, the thing is, I have to kill one of these 2 units to win the game. It's that simple. Because there's so many points invested in both units that I am going to... I can't avoid them. I mean, I could try to kill characters, maybe. But it's not the same. He does have the Lore of Life, which means he's going to get regrowth off on a couple guys. But I just have to make sure I'm killing more than what he is. The archers are a softer target to me. They only have a 6-up ward, and they don't have any armor. The Phoenix Guard, I mean, they have that 4-up ward, which is just kind of like a deterrent to me. It's like, I don't want to shoot at the 4-up ward. What if your ward saves them all? So I'm going to go ahead and shoot at the archers, and I end up killing off like 5 or 6 archers. And that's going to be it. It's going to be his turn 2. He's going to go ahead and do a charge with his Dark Shards into my Goblins with bows. I go ahead and I stand and shoot, and yeah, I think... Nope, he changes his target. Never mind, I take that back. He changed his target. He decided to go for the rear charge onto my Wolf Riders, and I have to take that into the butt. And that's it. He doesn't charge anybody else. Magic phase, he gets 9 power dice. He goes ahead and throws up Throne of Vines. I can't stop it. Or actually, I think I do stop it. No, he throws up Throne of Vines. I let him have that one. The next spell he does, I decide to throw my Dispel Scroll onto it, and he cannot use it. Shooting phase, he decided to shoot with his giant block at my trolls. I did not know they had flaming attacks. They have the flame banner, and they shot literally and killed 11 wounds. 11 wounds onto my trolls. That hurt ridiculously. Holy shit. Over here, he ends up killing off 2 of my goblins. My goblins fail to wound him, and they're going to go ahead and flee, and they flee right in front of his own unit, and he catches them right there and mows them down. Over here, I think that's it. Yeah, that was it for his turn. We're going to go to Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Gonna go ahead and fail animosity with my goblins here. So they're gonna force charge into the side flank of those dark shards, and as they're force charging, they're of course gonna get the charge, but they have to release the fanatics. The fanatics are all gonna have to run through. Only one goes through both units, kills off 2 of the dark shards, kills off like 3 phoenix guard, and then he's sitting at the board edge. But the rest sit there, and my goblins have to run into my own fanatics. I kill 10 of my guys. I go for panic checks, and I pass both panic checks. And I end up getting into the side flank of his guys there. Oh, that's horrible. And pretty much it's just like a chaff fight right there. I go ahead and I keep my Wolf Riders to the side flank of his Phoenix Guard. I have my Chariot sitting by the Phoenix Guard. There's one piece of impassable terrain between the Savages and the Wolf Riders, which I'm kind of like holding on to right now for the moment, just in case. I'm not in a rush to get into a fight with him because I obviously know, his 4-up ward always strikes first, plus 10 attacks with Hellebron and whatever other heroes he has in the front. They're going to be a pain in the ass to fight. I know I'm not going to win in a straight up fight. So my whole thing is to whittle him down a bit. But since that other unit's just shooting at me, that's just kind of like a lot of shots. So I have to get like the left side onto that right away. Anyways, magic phase. I got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up a ton of dice onto the foot of Gork. And guess what? I'm going to take out those archers. I'm going to take out that cauldron. Alright, so I go ahead and I put the heal on the cauldron, the rest of the toes onto the guys, and I roll a direct hit. So we figure it out, and basically I crushed like 12 guys, and I wounded the cauldron because he failed his ward save. I roll 4, 5, or 6 to do it again. I get a 5. I aim for the same exact spot. Screw these guys. I roll it, I hit it, and I do a couple more. I mean, I do crush like 10 more guys. I crush like, I think like a total like 20 roughly of the archers, and he has 4 wounds onto his cauldron right now. 4. I think it only has like 1 wound remaining, but he does have the witch elf on there as well. I go for 4, 5, or 6 to do it again. I get a 3, so that's perfect. Gonna go ahead into shooting phase. These guys are gonna go ahead and take pot shots at these guys, kill off 1 more. I do the doom divers into those, I believe the wood elves still, and 1 misfires. The other one connects, and when it connects, it does. Oh, I'm sorry. It misfires, but I got a 5, which is skid mark. So it goes literally in a straight line to the first unit it hits. It hits the same unit. Then I do the other doom diver, and it gets in. And this is the only reason I really love hordes is doom divers always hit the horde because it's such a big target. So they both get in, and I know this picture shows them far away. It's just because that hill was causing them to fall over. And I roll to see how many attacks they do. They do 12. 12 strength 5 no armor save hits against tough elf. Oh my god, it killed only 6 guys though. That's surprising. Or 7 guys. That's surprising. He did get a couple ward saves, and I did roll a couple ones. But look at this unit now. Oh, and I randomized the attacks because I'm shooting into a unit with a large model and them. And I end up getting a couple onto the cauldron as well. That's what happened. And boom! Blew up the cauldron. That unit is torn up by Footagork and Doom Divers. As you can see, he only has like maybe 8 guys left. One of them is going to be the Witch Elf, and one of them is his Lower Life Wizard. And yeah, that's pretty brutal. That unit's almost done, and the Ragnarok is going that way. Over here, close combat. My goblins fail to wound, but they did get a charge in a side flank. Causes him to flee, and he runs off the board there. And I try to I do restrain because I don't want him charging into that Hellebron's unit yet. And that is how the board looks on turn 3. Turn 3, elves, host of elves, whatever it is, legion of elves. Phoenix Guard is going to go ahead and try to take a long charge into my savages, and they will fail charge. No, actually, I'm sorry. They charge into my goblins first. My goblins flee, and they mow down the goblins. I was trying to get them to turn a little bit more, but this is what it looks like right now. Magic phase, he got 3 power dice, which is nothing. He goes for, I believe, regrowth, and he gets up a couple more of those elves that he just died. He's gonna go ahead and use his hero here. His hero has some crazy bow that shoots like a shit ton of attacks. They all have flaming attacks still because they're still in the banner world or eternal flame banner unit. So they shoot at my trolls, and holy shit, he killed like 5 wounds onto the trolls. I only have 1 troll remaining. This sucks. But that is all he has for his turn. It's going to be my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. I'm going to go ahead and charge with the Rock into the side flank of his archers here. I'm going to charge, or the Fanatic goes through, or comes this way back onto the board. He didn't really fall off the board. He just kind of was faking it. I do not charge his Hellebron unit yet because I'm trying to whittle it down still. I'm not trying to get into combat. So what I do is I ended up moving my savages back a little bit and my chariot back and using that rock to my advantage. And I move the wolf riders into the side right there so that way he would probably have to charge them. I'm going to go ahead and move my single troll all the way to the rear of Hellebron's unit. And I think this is exactly 12 inches. It might be a little bit far, but whatever. Magic Phase got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Gork'll Fix It onto this unit here. And I was just trying to goad some of his dice. I go ahead and I throw up Fisted Gork onto my Shaman here. And I dispel his Throne of Vines. I don't do a foot for whatever reason. Whatever reasons. I don't remember why, but whatever. I'm going to go to shooting phase. Shooting killed off one of the Phoenix Guard here. And then the Doom Divers are shooting at the Phoenix Guard and kill off 2 to 3 more. And that is the end of my turn. Nobody's in close combat. The Ragnarok apparently failed charge, which was really aggravating. But I do have a good side charge coming up soon. And not only that, what I'm really trying to do here is wait till the Ragnarok finishes off those guys on the left, and he'll come assist the fight on the right, because that will make a big difference on Hellebron's unit. It's going to be his turn. He ends up having to just move and wheel and reform around the rock, because he knows the rock's in his way. He didn't want to charge the Wolf Riders, and he's just like trying to move closer. Oh, that's awesome. Magic Phase, he got 6 power dice. These are Adepticon dice, by the way, and he gave me one, which is awesome. And he is going to go ahead and throw up Throne of Vines again. He gets it off. I can't really do anything about it. And he got double 6s, but when he got double 6s, nothing happens because he got Throne of Vines up. He did try to do something else, and I don't think anything else he tried was really successful. So it's going to go ahead and start off, I believe, my turn, turn 4. My Ragnarok and King Koopa are finally around the building. They're going to charge into the side flank and the front of that. And not only that, the Goblin Chariot's hiding behind that building is going to charge up that same unit. So they're all going in. I decide, you know what? It's time. Let's just do this. The Trolls charging in the rear. The Savages are charging in the front. The Goblin Chariot is charging into the front. And I'm calling out the Wog. Now, truthfully, I could have tried to avoid him one more round by like putting moving the guys back and moving the chariot in the way. I'm trying to, but we're running out of time on the tournament. That's the reason. So I was like, because I still want to constantly shoot him and force him to get smaller in numbers, because that's what I have the advantage. I should be taking care of the advantage. The reason I didn't do the foot is because I'm assuming they have the banner of the World Dragon. That's why I did not do the foot. Anyways, as you can see here, Obviously I connect in, and it just looks like chaos right now. The savage, the big stabber couldn't fit because there's just too many guys in the unit or whatever, just going in the way. Everybody connects over here except for the chariot, I believe. And actually, I think the chariot does get in. Maybe, not entirely sure. Um, Magic phase. Got 10 power dice. I'm gonna go ahead and I throw up a sneaky stabbing on the troll. Get it off. I throw Gorkle fix it on the unit. Get it off. I throw up Gaze a Mork. I get it off, but it. No, actually, that one I think he dispels. He dispelled that one. Over here, the fanatic finally killed himself and broke his arms off. That sucks. The chariot did get in. It did. Sorry. There we go. And when we're gonna start off close combat because I don't think I have anything to shoot at. Close combat. The chariot does 4 wounds on its own. He challenges. King Koopa accepts. And this is the witch elf from the top of the cauldron. The witch elf goes, has a shit ton of attacks, took a potion, did some other shit, and just killed Koopa outright. Right? Just killed him outright. Did like 5 wounds, I want to say, roughly. So his other ranger guys go ahead and do 2 wounds onto my chariot, and the Ragnarok kills the entire unit, minus the one person that was in the challenge, and I believe the Lore of Life person. I want to say. So the Ragnarok basically just wiped out everybody except for one. Yeah, he killed everybody except for the Witch Elf. The Witch Elf is still alive. The witch from the cauldron. So, impact hits from the big stab on this fight over here, kill off 1 Phoenix Guard. Impact hits from the chariot, kill off 2 Phoenix Guard. He challenges with Hellebron, I accept gladly with my Savage Orc, and he does 6 wounds onto my champion here. And holy shit, do you see this? This is how many attacks the Phoenix Guard killed out of my Savages. It's like at least 16. I'm looking at like a pile of dead bodies here. Holy shit. And not only that, they're getting rerolls to wound for actually I don't think they get the rerolls to wound. They get the rerolls to hit, and I'm forcing them to reroll 6s because of Gorkle Fix It on the wounds and whatever. I think he did get Murderous Prowess for whatever reason, and he's rerolling 1s, but he still got 16 wounds off even with all the rerolls. And my guys will attack back. My troll he does 1 wound onto my troll, and yeah, my guys attack back, and oh man, I killed like 11 or 12 of his guys. Holy shit. Now the big difference here is though, he did get that 6 wounds with Hellebron, and that is going to be that. It's going to be, I believe, my turn? No, actually I think this was my turn. It's going to be his turn. He just goes straight into Magic Phase. Magic Phase, he gets 7 power dice, and he tries to dispel some stuff. And that is that. The other kicker here was I have Mork's War Banner, but I'm purposely shutting my mouth for 1 turn. I let him do all his attacks for 1 turn instead of him just picking out the banner. But it did help the sneaky stabbing with the troll in the rear. It did kill off a couple guys that I wouldn't have normally killed, I guess, because I would have whiffed. And he killed off my chariot as well. But we're gonna go to close combat again over here, and yeah, he decides he's gonna challenge with Hellebron, and I have basically like my Lord, which Hellebron will just kill, my Shaman, which Hellebron will just kill, or my BSB. So I decided to give him my BSB, and because it's the end of the game, this is our last turn, and I'm just like, go ahead and do it. So he goes ahead and he's like, I'm strength 10 and I get 10 attacks or some shit crazy. And I was like, why do you get strength 10? He's like, it's a magic item. I was like, well, you don't got any magic items with Mork's War Banner. And he's like, what? And his buddy Randy was there too, and Randy was just like, that banner's such a piece of shit. But I was like, you know what? It shuts off multiple things, and it shut off the banner of the World Dragon, which I didn't pull out till, I believe, after he took all his swings. So he goes ahead and he singles out my Mork's War Banner. He kills that off. He kills off a couple more savages. I am losing big time, as you can see. The thing that sucked the most was the Ragnarok was still tied up with the the witch hag or whatever, the death hag or whatever she is from the cauldron. So if the Ragnarok would have came, the Ragnarok would be putting on major side flank damage and killing off more and more bodies and thunderstomps. That would have made a big difference. But as you can see, he's killing off my unit here. He, I think, does like one more wound onto the troll, but the troll is just going ahead and still getting off the sneaky stabbing kills. And it is, and then I don't have a picture of it. The Ragnarok fails to wound the witch elf. All right. The witch elf cannot wound the Ragnarok. He's like strength 4 against my toughness 6. And I just thunderstomp 6 attacks onto him, onto the witch, and kill her. Or the hag. I think it's a hag. And the Ragnarok kills off her. And he's free to go. He reforms, faces this way, but it is the end of the game. We have to call it here. Basically, Sean, if you're watching this, I know you're saying one more turn you would have had me. Maybe. I stuck in combat because of the Crown of Command. I only have a couple guys in there left, but the Ragnarok was coming down, and I still had Doom Divers to weaken you up a little more before I got there. But since my unit was still alive, which, again, it was pretty bad that I got in combat the turn I did. I could have waited at least one more turn, but because it is just a combat block. It's not like with Frenzy, so it's not like I could I have to fight them right away. I could just kind of like make them go whichever way I have, especially since I had Wolf Riders and chariots and stuff that I could put in the way and make you turn and reform and stuff like that. But I just kind of waited my turn to see, and plus I knew I wouldn't have. I didn't expect as many guys to die that did die, but I did purposely hold back until I knew I would be safe enough where I wouldn't run off the board. As for the big shocker there, that he killed so many trolls. That was something I was not expecting, and that was something that was brutally done and well executed. How many trolls he killed. As for Koopa dying to his hag, I did not expect that. That was just kind of a whammy that I was not like expecting at all, because I was expecting to have Koopa still. But we added up the points. I believe I got like a 15-5 victory, if that. But it is definitely an Orcs and Goblins victory, especially since I killed off one of his hordes. And I don't think I killed any of his other characters, but yeah, I killed off his hordes and his dark shards, which were worth a lot more than the chariot, Koopa, Goblins, and Wolf Riders that died, and the Mangler. So, yeah. As for MVP, it's a good question. Well, especially, I mean, we got to go to the fight on the left. The Ragnarok killing off the Death Hag was awesome. The Doom Divers in the foot killing off the Cauldron was awesome. I'm going to have to give it to... I don't know. I guess you can't really... All three of them did their job on wiping out that unit, which was really impressive. I want to give it to the Ragnarok, but he didn't kill the Hag when we needed the Hag killed. I'm going to give it to the Doom Divers. They fucked that unit up. They fucked up everybody who they hit. So I'm going to give it to the Doom Divers. Good job, guys. And, yeah. So I'm going to advance to the next game. Based on the bye win and based on this win, I go on to table 1 for the final game against Ian. And I'll be putting up that game as soon as I can make it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sean and Randy, they're nice guys that came out, and hopefully they'll come out to more Dojo tournaments that we'll be throwing up in the future, and hopefully we'll see some of Sean's other armies. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoy this. Take care, and peace. And if you haven't hit the like and subscribe, hit like and subscribe.